Good day to you, children. In the last class, we started our new chapter, that is circles, and in circles we first learned about secants as well as tangents. We learned that secants were the lines which intersected the circle at two distinct points, whereas tangents were the lines which touched the circle at only one particular point. Second, we learnt about properties of tangents. There were 5 to 6 properties of tangents which we listed out, and then lastly we learnt a theorem. that said that a tangent was perpendicular to the radius of the circle at the point of contact. So in today's class, we'll be learning about tangents from an external point. Tangents from an external point to the circle. So here, suppose we have a circle. Suppose we have a circle with center O, and P is any point on the interior part of the circle. So this is P. This is some point on the interior of the circle. Now, if we draw the tangents passing through P to this circle, then what will we get here? If we draw lines passing through P, number of lines, you can try a number of lines. Will you get a tangent here? No, because these lines cut the circle at two distinct points. So these are not tangents, but they are known as secants. So when a point lies inside the circle, then you cannot have any number of tangents passing through it. Now, if consider a point Q, it lies on the surface of the circle. So now if we try to draw a tangent to Q, then now suppose Q is a point on the surface of the circle, and if we try to draw a tangent, then we will see that from any point on the surface of the circle we can have only one tangent. Now suppose there is a point X which is outside the circle. This is our point X which is outside the circle. Now if we were to draw tangents to the circle passing through X, then if you look here, this is first tangent, and let us see whether we can draw any more tangents passing through X. As you can see in the figure, from an external point X, two tangents can be drawn to the circle, and here in my figure they are meeting the circle at point A and point B. So now let us summarize our 3 cases here. So case 1, when a point is inside the circle, no tangents can pass through it. And case 2, when a point is on the surface or the boundary, is on the boundary of the circle, only one tangent, that is our second case, the point Q, only one tangent can pass through it or can be drawn through it. And lastly, that is our case 3, when a point lies outside the circle when a point lies outside the circle, two tangents can be drawn through it, drawn from it, through it, drawn from it. So these two tangents, XA and XB in our figure. XA and XB are the two tangents to a circle with center O drawn from an external point X. Now there is a theorem regarding these kinds of tangents which we will be proving in the next section. The theorem, it states that the lengths of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So in the figure you can see that we have a circle with center O and P is the external point. PQ and PR are the tangents drawn to this circle from the external point P. Now they are talking about lengths of the tangent. Lengths imply the length of the line segment PQ and PR. So the theorem says that the lengths of the tangent, that is PQ and PR, are equal to one another because they have been drawn to the circle from an external point. So this is the theorem we are supposed to prove. So first let us write down given circle with center O, P is the external point, with PQ and PR as tangents. So PQ and PR are our tangents. To prove, what we have to prove here? We have to prove that the lengths of the tangents are equal. We have to prove PQ is equal to PR. So how do we go about that? So construction, little bit of construction. Join OQ, OR and OP. Join OQ, OR and OP. Since it is construction, we have represented the construction with dotted lines or broken lines. So now proof. If you can look at the figure, then you notice we have two triangles here. Two triangles with one of their angles as right angles. Why? Because the tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. The same thing goes for the upper tangent. Proof. Angle OQP is equal to angle ORP is equal to 90 degrees because tangents are perpendicular to the radii of the circle. Radii is plural, radius is singular term. Of the circle at the point of contact. Name this as result 1. Now you can see that we have two triangles here, POR and POQ. So in triangle POR and triangle POQ, PO is equal to PO because common side, they are equal to the triangles. Then angle OQP is equal to angle ORP, right angles, and from result 1. And lastly we have OR is equal to OQ because radii of the circle, radii are same. So therefore here, look here, in this triangle ORP, this is the right angle and the opposite side OP is the hypotenuse. Similarly, in the triangle above in OQP, angle OQP is right angle, so the opposite side, that is OP, is the hypotenuse. So we have two right angle triangles, thereby triangle POR is congruent to triangle POQ by RHS rule. RHS rule of congruency. PO hypotenuse, right angle and another one remaining side. So by RHS they are congruent. This implies PR is equal to PQ by CP CT. So we were supposed to prove that the length of the tangents are equal to one another, that is PQ is equal to PR. We are supposed to prove that, and in the end we got the result PR is equal to PQ or PQ is equal to PR. So hence proved. This is the theorem. So now coming to the solved example, the very first solved example from your textbook related to chapter circles. The question is, prove that in two concentric circles are the circles which share the same center. Prove that in two concentric circles, the chord of the largest circle or the larger circle, the chord of the larger circle which touches the smaller circle at a single point is bisected at the point of contact. Here given circle 1 and circle 2 with center O. So C1 and C2 are our two circles with center at point O. Now AB is the chord of larger circle. The larger circle here is C2. So AB is the chord of C2 and it touches the first circle C1 at point B, and thus since it touches the smaller circle at single point, it is also a tangent, and also a tangent of C1. Let point of contact be P. P is the point of contact. To prove AP is equal to PB. That is, the chord has been bisected at the point of contact. Bisected means divided into two equal parts. To do that, proof since AB is a tangent to circle 1, then OP is perpendicular to AB from theorem 1 of the chapter. That says that the tangents of a circle are perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. So OP is perpendicular to AB. This is our result 1. In the 9th standard, if you remember, we had a theorem on chords which said that the perpendicular from the center will bisect a chord, right? So this implies AP is equal to BP or PB, because perpendicular from the center of the circle, bisects a chord. So this was our required result which we obtained, hence proved. So that's the solution for this question. We just used one theorem which we learned in our previous year. So in the second example of your textbook, two tangents TP and TQ are drawn to a circle with center O from an external point T. Prove that angle PTQ, this angle PTQ is 2 times this angle OPQ. So we are given a circle with, first write down, given a circle with center O, an external point T and two tangents TP and TQ to the circle. So P and Q are the points of contact, and we need to prove angle PTQ is equal to 2 times angle OPQ. So let angle PTQ be theta. Theta is a Greek word, just like alpha, beta, gamma. Theta is a Greek word which we usually use to denote certain angles. When you come to learning chapters relating to trigonometry, you will be using theta more often. So here let angle PTQ is equal to theta. Now we know that TP is equal to TQ. This length TP is equal to TQ. Why? Because from our theorem 2, which says the lengths of the tangent from an external point to a circle are equal. So write down the reason, theorem 2. You shouldn't write theorem 2 in your test papers. You have to write the whole statement, the concise form of the statement of the theorem. Alright. So now, since consider triangle TPQ, TP is equal to TQ, that means TPQ is an isosceles triangle. Mark them like this. TP is equal to TQ. This implies triangle TPQ is isosceles. And in isosceles triangles, we know that the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. So these angles are equal. So we get angle TPQ is equal to angle TQP. This implies property of isosceles triangles. Using the angle sum property, we get angle PTQ plus angle TPQ plus angle TQP is equal to 180 degrees. This is known as angle sum property of triangles. So since we know that angle TPQ is equal to, name this as equation 1, name this as equation 2. So from 2 we know that both these angles are equal, and we have named this as theta. So this implies theta plus 2 times angle TPQ is equal to 180 degrees. So this implies 2 times angle TPQ is equal to 180 degree minus theta. We transpose theta to the right hand side, and TPQ is equal to TQP, so we can write it as 2 times TPQ. TPQ, adding them we get 2 TPQ. So now this implies angle TPQ is equal to half of 180 degrees minus theta. So simplifying further, we get angle TPQ is equal to half into 180, 90 degrees minus theta by 2. Also from the first theorem we know that this angle OPT is 90 degrees because OP is the radius and PT is the tangent. Therefore angle OPT is 90 degrees. We know that, name this as result 3. We know that angle OPT is equal to 90 degrees from theorem 1. That says the tangent is perpendicular to the radius of the circle at the point of contact. Now we also know that angle OPT here, angle OPT is made up of 2 angles. One is angle OPQ and the other is angle TPQ. Therefore angle OPT is equal to angle OPQ plus angle TPQ is equal to 90 degrees. Put from result 3 we have the value of angle TPQ. Put 3 in above relation or above equation. So we get angle OPQ plus 90 degrees minus theta by 2 is equal to 90 degrees. On simplification, on rearranging and simplification, plus 90 minus plus 90 cancels each other. Since we have plus 90 on either side of equations or equal to sign, they cancel each other. We have angle OPQ is equal to theta by 2. So this implies 2 times angle OPQ is equal to theta. This implies angle 2 times angle OPQ is equal to, we know the value of theta from relation 1, theta is equal to angle PTQ. So this is our required result. We had to prove angle PTQ is equal to 2 times angle OPQ, hence proved. This was our required result. In the third and final solved example from your textbook, we have PQ is the chord of length 8 cm. PQ is a chord of the circle with center O and its length is 8 cm. And the radius of the circle is 5 cm. The tangents the tangents TP and TQ are drawn to the circle from an external point T. So our job is to find the value of length TP or PT. So to do this, let us make use of Pythagoras theorem. So before doing that, you have to know something here. This point of intersection be R, and PR is equal to RQ, because PQ is a chord and OR is a perpendicular drawn to this chord from the center. So PR is equal to RQ. This is something you learnt in your 9th standard. From figure solution. From figure we get PR is equal to RQ, because PQ is a chord and OR is perpendicular to it coming from the center. So PR is equal to RQ. This implies PR is equal to RQ is equal to 4 centimeters, because whole length of PQ is 8 centimeter, then half of that we get 4 centimeter. This is first result. Now using Pythagoras theorem, here we have 2 right angle triangles, if you can see. This is the first right angle triangle theorem, OPT triangle, and the second one is ORP triangle. Both of them are right angled. So here let TP is equal to X, name this as X, and TR is equal to Y. This is Y, only this length. TR is equal to Y. We know that this is 4 centimeter and this is also 4 centimeter. Now in triangle PRT, that is this triangle PRT, this is also a right angle triangle. In triangle PRT, PR square plus RT square is equal to TP square using Pythagoras theorem. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of squares of other two sides. So this implies PR square, we know the value of PR is 4, so 4 square plus RT, we named RT or TR as Y square, is equal to TP, the value of TP is X square. So this implies 16 plus Y square is equal to X square. This is our result 1. So now in triangle OPQ, PT, that is the larger triangle OPT. In triangle OPT, we get OP, OPT, OP square plus TP square is equal to OT square. Because here, look here, this is triangle OPT. OP square plus PT square is equal to OT square. OT is the hypotenuse. Once again using Pythagoras theorem. So now this we get OP square is 5 centimeters, so 5 square plus TP square is x, so x square is equal to OT square, and OT, the value of OT square is y plus 3 centimeters, so y plus 3 whole square. Because OT is made up of two parts, TR plus RO. TR is y, whereas OR is 3. If you can see, then OPR is also a right angle triangle. We have 4, 5. Then 3 is the Pythagorean triplet. If you want to, you can look up Pythagorean triplets. 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triplet. So since we have this one, we'll get 25 plus x square is equal to y plus 3 whole square. Name this as equation 2. From equation 1, we have the value of x square. Put that in here. We get 25 plus 16 plus y square is equal to y plus 3 whole square. Reason is from relation 1. So on simplifying, we get 41 plus y square is equal to a plus b whole square. Y square plus 6y plus 9. Y square cancels each other. We get 41 minus 9 is equal to 6y. So 41 minus 9, we get 32 is equal to 6y. So 2 3s are 2 16s are, we get y is equal to 16 by 3. This is result 3. Put in equation 1 to get the value of x. So 16 plus 16 by 3 whole square, because y square, 16 by 3 whole square is equal to x square. So this implies we get 16 plus 16 square is 256 by 9, which is equal to x square. On simplification, you will get x equal to 20 by 3. You will get this value. Take the LCM. 9 16s are, so value of x is 20 root 3. So this implies we know that value of x is PT. PT is equal to 20 by root 3. This is our required answer, centimeters. Don't forget the units. So this completes your solved examples. So now let's come to the first 3 main questions of your exercise 3.2. So from questions 1 to 3, choose the correct options and give justification. You have to justify, not just choose the correct answer. You have to justify why is it so. So we have circle with center O, and Q is an external point for the first main question. From a point Q, the length of the tangent, so this length to the circle is 24 centimeters, and the distance from the center is 25 centimeters. So we have to find the radius of the circle. This value 25 and 24 once again are Pythagorean triplets, where 25 square 625, 24 square 576. You will get the value to be, so Pythagorean triplets, or you can use Pythagoras theorem. 25 centimeter is the hypotenuse. 25 square minus 24 square, you will get the value of radius to be 7 centimeter. You will get this square of this length is 49, then 49 centimeter square, then radius is 7 centimeter. You have to justify it like this. Put the figure and solve it using Pythagoras theorem. In the second question, we have a figure already here. If TP and TQ are the tangents from an external point, then TP is equal to TQ. We know that. To a circle with center O, so that angle POQ is 10 degrees. Now these two angles are 90 degrees. We know that. Our job, if this angle is 110 degrees, then the value of this angle is how much? So here you can see that OPTQ is a quadrilateral, and in quadrilaterals the sum of opposite angles is always 180 degrees. Sum of these two angles is 180 degrees. So therefore this should apply to these two angles also. 110 plus this angle must always be equal to 180 degrees. So therefore if this is 110, then the supplementary angle is obviously option B, that is 70 degrees. This is one way of solving this sum. Other way is that angle sum property of a quadrilateral says that angle sum property of a quadrilateral states that the sum of all the interior angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So 110 plus 90 plus 90 plus this angle, unknown angle, should give you 360 degrees. So value of this angle is 70 degrees. You will get it. So solve this and mark your option. And lastly, the third main. In the third main, we have a circle, and from an external point P we have two tangents A and B. These are two tangents to our circle, and they have told us that if tangents P and PB from a point P to a circle with center O are inclined to each other at an angle of 90 degrees, this is known as angle of inclination. This is 80 degrees. This angle is 80 degrees. Then find POA. This is center O. Then find the value of this angle POA. So we know that sum of these two angles must be these two, this bigger angle, this smaller angle. Sum of these angles is 180 degrees. So one of them is 80, then the supplement is 100. And now we know we have to find the this smaller angle. By CPCT we know that these two triangles are congruent, so these two angles must be equal. Then if the whole angle is 100, then this small portion is obviously 50 degrees. So solve these three questions as your homework. I have already given you hints as to how you should solve them. In the next class we'll continue with the second exercise of your chapter. That's all for today. Thank you.